All right, it's time to drop the puck and get this competition going. In our first quarterfinal match, we have last year's runner-up, JrPens taking on FisherCelll. And guys, take a look at these numbers, Nasher. Wow.
Yeah.
JrPens, he can put some points on the board.
Look at JrPens, 7.7 average goals per game. This guy fires pretty much everything on the net at any given point. A shot's going at the net, he's looking for a rebound.
All right, just a short time ago, they played through the first game of their series. Let's take a look at the highlights. Just kidding, this was strong.
Yeah, I mean, there's no joke here. JrPens making a giant statement here in the classic Capitals versus Penguins matchup here. Yeah, representing the Penguins strong is JrPens once again. He scores from everywhere. That's the thing with JrPens is he will score on a rebound off a pad save just as much as that quintessential one-timer there, Nasher.
Yeah, and he has Connor McDavid on his team. Obviously, the fastest player in this draft, 97 overall speed. He's going to work with Connor McDavid, find open space, and you've seen him do it once already. There's another one. Connor McDavid backdoor sitting wide open.
All kinds of angles, and guys, it just kept coming, though. When the play looks like it's dead, he finds a way to score.
That is the JrPens goal right there. Take a shot on net, pad save, the rebound is right there for the offensive player in front of the net.
All right, ready to go, JrPens, and there he is. FisherCelll, a radio producer for The Fan in Washington, D.C. His favorite hockey memory was seeing the Caps raise the cup in 2018, and FisherCelll himself even had the pleasure of posing with Lord Stanley later that summer. Now he's hoping for some magic of his own in the GWC. No surprise he drafted his favorite team, the Caps, for this regional. All right, let's start game 2 of this series between JrPens and FisherCelll.
So here we go, our first matchup here, twitch.tv/NHL. Thank you very much for joining us. It is the NHL Gaming World Championship Season 2, the U.S. Regional Finals. JrPens had this to say about FisherCelll. I've never played him. I've been preparing for John Wayne the whole time. If I'm prepared for John, I'm prepared for anyone. I wonder if that is going to be some famous last words. He is up 1-0, but to overlook your first-round opponent a little bit, like JrPens has done in preparation for the tournament, maybe not the best strategy.
Absolutely, and FisherCelll, not someone to sleep on. He's going to focus on getting D-to-D one-timers, quick passes through the neutral zone, and really adapting the Pens play as the game goes on.
So game 2 is underway. JrPens, as we mentioned, in the white Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys. Meanwhile, FisherCelll is in the red Capitals jerseys. As Todd alluded to, look at that, FisherCelll with a quick goal.
All right, remember, guys, it's a 3-win format or 3-game format, so this is a nice start for FisherCelll.
How about Fisher? Wins the opening draw, makes his way up the ice. JrPens didn't even have time to set up his great defense that we've seen in previous games. Fisher brings it on early, nice little one-timer in front, and that's how you get started in this tournament. You can even see the Alexander Ovechkin bobblehead maybe helping him there on the desk.
How about that? I will say this, I was talking with some of the other competitors, and they said the best way to get into JrPens' head is to rattle him early, and this is exactly what FisherCelll did here. Get a goal early, get that momentum early so that you can try and build on that, especially when you are down 1 in the series. So a fantastic dream start in game number 2, with only a minute and change gone in the game for FisherCelll. And as you mentioned, Todd, there will be different players that you might be used to in different sweaters, wearing sweaters here because of the regional draft. And JrPens, with his draft, was definitely the most analytical by a long shot. We call him the maestro of mathematics for a reason. He put the entire draft into a spreadsheet, into a program that basically gave him the best possible outcomes per round.
Nasher, he talked about JrPens to David Roebuck about his team being characterized as a speed team. And it looks like on that first few minutes of that game, FisherCelll kind of took his own play out of his playbook and beat him with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like FisherCelll has a slow lineup necessarily. He's got Stone, Sagan, Landeskog. He's kind of more of a sniper. Once he gets that open space, he's going to bury it top right corner, and he did on his first shot of the game here.
FisherCelll, as you can guess, a giant fan of the Washington Capitals. In fact, he has 5 Caps players on his roster. Backstrom, Eller, Kempny, Holtby in between the pipes, and Wilson, who acts as well as one of his assistant captains. Backstrom is his captain. Hedman is one of his other assistants. He has Hedman and Carlson as his first defense pairing. We might as well call them the Pirates because they'll be stealing the puck at the blue line at all times. That was a callback to 2 All-Star games.
All right, still 1-0. FisherCelll on top. Early goal in this one, guys.
Junior Pens has the puck in the offensive zone. You'll notice Junior Pens making a lot of passes towards the front of the net in that fashion. Meanwhile, lead pass to Erik Karlsson. A one-timer attempt is stopped. Here's Mantha to Kapanen in for Junior Pens. Kapanen, he'll be tripped, and that will be a penalty call. Junior Pens going on the power play.
Junior Pens, the power play specialist. We know he wants to throw pretty much everything on net. You can look for him to hopefully win this draw, get set up early. And like we said before the show started, he is going to shoot this puck from everywhere on the ice, whether it's D-to-D, one-timers from the point, wristers in the mid-slot, or one-timers across the middle. He's going to be throwing everything on the net and looking for rebounds.
Junior Pens is 54% on the power play. He himself, actually, in qualification, had the least amount of penalty minutes. Here he is with the man advantage. Oftentimes, you'll notice in this game as well, though, the man advantage isn't necessarily as daunting as it would be in real NHL. As Junior Pens trying to get that shot off the pad there.
Turned away.
Junior Pens, the only player in this tournament that shoots low, especially...
There you go.
Scores! And Junior Pens able to capitalize on the power play and ties it at 1.
And that's Junior Pens just doing what he does best. He entered the neutral zone, made his way to the mid-slot. Instead of firing it high, trying to snipe, shoots it low, gets the rebound, collects it in the corner, and finds the cross-crease pass.
So the tripping penalty proves costly, and now we're knotted up at 1.
So Dylan Larkin, the culprit on that one as we take a look at it one more time. The puck was in the corner. Just a great pass there. The one time, you're going to see that all day.
There it is. Look at that. No problem.
A little bit of emotion coming out from both of these guys. Love to see it. Junior Pens obviously happy to get back on the board. That was his first time down so far this tournament, obviously winning his first game 4-0 over Fisher. He's able to overcome that one, and now we're tied at 1.
Full strength, tied at 1, as Nasher pointed out, and Junior Pens on the attack again. Oh, the wraparound. Can't get it to go. Stoned.
Dubois has it behind the net. Landeskog to Stone. Back to Karlsson. Karlsson for FisherCell. Here's Eller. To Karlsson. Dubois has it for Junior Pens. Dubois all the way to Duclair, and that'll be offside.
So, Nasher, how important is it for FisherCell to answer here? Answer that goal back with something of his own.
Yeah, he's got to get moving here fast. Junior Pens is the kind of guy, once he buries a couple, the floodgates open up.
Right.
He's able to just keep things rolling. We saw it in his first game with a 4-0 win, and in this game, too. Obviously, Fisher getting the first goal on the board is huge, but now he's got to bounce back with another one.
FisherCell has the puck with Theodore at the blue line. Over to Weber. Weber behind the net to Backstrom. Backstrom back to Weber. Now Forsberg to Theodore. Some nice cycling of the puck by FisherCell, looking to regain the lead. He's buzzing in the offensive zone. 5 minutes left in the first. Meanwhile, Pens is able to collect it. There's Besser. Besser spins around. You're going to see that a lot. A lot of spinning around here. No call there. Weber has it to FisherCell. Here's Keller. Keller between the legs, showing a little bit of dangles there by FisherCell. A lead pass there intercepted by Fisher. Creating some space. Here's Theodore at the point. To Eller. Eller to Theodore. To Eller. Junior Pens playing some defense, able to grab the puck into the neutral zone. Here's Boyle spinning around. Boyle is one of Junior Pens' assistant captains. Well-respected, veteran leadership. Fourth-line face-off guy is the reason that he picked him to wear one of the A's on the sweater. Connor McDavid, no surprise, is his captain. Meanwhile, Oliver Ekman-Larsson is his other assistant captain. McAvoy intercepts that pass.
Worth noting there, FisherCell attempted a Datsu flip in the neutral zone on the blue line to enter that. Incredibly creative play. You don't see that very often in this tournament.
A big shot there will just miss and that will be sailing into Junior Pens' zone, and it's 1-1 at the end of 1.
So one period complete. Nash, I'm going to ask you, what surprised you the most about that first period?
Oh, I mean, Fisher getting on the board early is huge, especially with how much he struggled in his first game. He's playing his game right now. We've seen him really set up a good cycle. You don't see it very often in NHL 19, just getting into the neutral zone, staying there, and holding on to the puck. Fisher's really controlled the majority of this game so far, but look for Junior Pens to get things going here in the second.
And Junior Pens, Art, I got to ask you, are you impressed with the defense of FisherCell or maybe disappointed with Junior Pens' offense in that first period?
I think they're just a little apprehensive. It's game number 2. Both of them are trying to still maybe a little bit of a feeling out process here. Junior Pens getting his chances, but he'll definitely want to turn on the Jets in order to run away with this game here. But FisherCell not making it easy whatsoever.
And Nasher, FisherCell, this is a tough one. He's got 2 more periods. He has to win this. It's basically sudden death for him.
Do or die, yep. This is obviously a tough road to get to Vegas. This is debatably one of the toughest opponents he could match up with here in round 1 against Junior Pens.
Second period underway, tied at 1 between Junior Pens and FisherCell. Junior Pens has a 1-0 series lead. FisherCell will be getting married in January. His fiancée, Jackie, likely watching on right now. So he said with the $50,000, he'll spend some of that money on the wedding.
Did you get a save-the-date card from FisherCell?
I didn't. Somehow I'm not invited. How dare he? I mean, I just met him this weekend, but I mean, I really thought that I'd get an invite.
Hate to hear that. Nasher and I will be there.
And you're probably in the party, right? Like you're 2 of the groomsmen, yeah. And
great defense, though. I got to be impressed. FisherCell's defense has been strong.
He loves his dangles, Nasher. We can see he just tries to experiment and just be creative wherever he can.
Yeah, no one at this level of play especially takes those risks. He's willing to do dot suits flips as he enters the zone. It's really creative stuff coming from Fisher.
He says representing Washington, D.C. is very important to him. He feels like he's the #1 player in D.C. He is trying to do them proud. I believe that a lot of CHEL players in Washington, D.C. will be challenging him after this tournament.
32-year-old Vic Ferreira from Tracy's Landing, Maryland, about 28 miles from D.C. FisherCell, 1-1, down a game to Junior Pens.
In front of the net, looking for that one-timer, couldn't find it. Meanwhile, Junior Pens will swat it away, has it in the neutral zone, using the LT to his full advantage, spinning around backwards, forwards. You will see that a lot. A big save there by Holtby. Junior Pens will take any shots he can. Oftentimes, Nasher, you'll see players be patient and wait for an optimal one-timer, but not Junior Pens.
Yeah, even on that opportunity right there, a lot of guys, they'd enter the zone, kind of get to the top of the circle and fire it top left or top right. Junior Pens did that there. Instead of looping around like we see again and again, those backdoor cross-crease one-timers, he's just firing pucks and hoping for rebounds, hoping for something to go in.
Last season, we talked at length. Junior Pens also using the Pittsburgh Penguins last season in our Versus NHL Gaming World Championship. He was the one player to move Dominic Simone up his roster simply because of the way that he played the game, but also the way that he crunched the numbers and saw that Simone was a better fit somewhere else higher up in the lines. As he has a chance here trying to break through. This year, he did the same thing with his third and fourth lines. The puck was right in front of the net there, waiting for an opportunity. Couldn't convert. Meanwhile, here comes the counterattack from FisherCell. Has the puck. Fabry collects the puck. Here's Hedman at the blue line. Hedman skating backwards, looking for that big shot from the point, but Price will easily corral that.
And Nasher, I got to figure that FisherCell wants to have some kind of lead when they get to the third period. He can't go to that thing tied, can he?
Absolutely, and you see him just pushing the offense forward right now. You saw him attempt a between-the-legs pass to the backdoor pass. That one barely went wide. Fisher, I didn't expect it from this guy. He said he was kind of a realistic player looking for good D-to-D one-timers. Instead, we're seeing a lot of creativity from him.
Here's Wilson, who loses it in the neutral zone. Here comes McDavid to Laine. What a top line that is. Laine, McDavid, and Taylor Hall. A lot of Oilers fans watching this right now, maybe a little nostalgic seeing Taylor Hall and Connor McDavid on the same team.
One can dream.
Here's McDavid on a breakaway. He scores! What a beauty!
What a play from Junior Pens. You see him with Connor McDavid, 97 speed, uses that speed to his full advantage, and a nice little L2 back skate as he goes to the goal, he goes to the backhand, and what a finish.
Now that's a statement.
Yeah, he's got to touch the bobblehead, I think. He gets some luck going, a little mojo going for FisherCell as he finds himself now down 2-1. Look at this one more time. Beautiful deke.
could have went safe and maybe go for a one-hander there or just rip it. Instead, no, Junior Pens adding a little flair. Love the look of FisherCell's face. He did not expect that one to go.
There's the Great Clips family room right there. You saw no sleeves in full sleeves celebrating. A lot of members of the Chell community here, including our runner-up in Canada, Young Gren, is in there somewhere as well. He made the 7-hour trip. Didn't drive much of it, though, according to sources. Here's Clef Bomb for Junior Pens. This is capital J journalism, Todd.
No question.
Yeah.
Wow, the passing. Junior Pens just continuing to apply the pressure. Remember, he is up 1-0. If he wins this one, he is moving on, and he will eliminate FisherCell.
Weber has it in the neutral zone, brings it forward. He's only down by 1 as a full period to get back into this game. But yes, this will be the elimination period for FisherCell, and Junior Pens is buzzing. Any opportunity you give him in the offensive zone, even with seconds to spare, will be dangerous. Has time for one more, but a big save to end the period.
So the fellas backstage watching the action take place.
There's Gren back there. There he is.
There's his classic wave, Young Gren wave. Love it.
In the air.
You got to do something.
On his way to Vegas as the Canadian regional runner-up.
He said, "Hi, Mom." Wave to the camera.
That's a classic.
That's Young Gren.
That's a nice thing to do.
All right, guys, so we get ready for the third period here as Junior Pens leads it already. If he wins this one, he is moving on. He will eliminate FisherCell. Nasher, what does FisherCell have to do differently here in the third period to not only get the equalizer, but to take the win and push it to a third game?
Well, I think Fisher's getting a little bit too fancy. He's known just for his quick passes through the neutral zone, getting set up, getting shots from the point, looking for those screens, one-timers on the point, and he's just not able to make that happen. Junior Pens
dangerously close to the front of the net there. It was very, very close with Taylor Hall there at the doorstep as well. FisherCell has pretty much all of his players with synergies activated, and he scores! It trickles through. Landeskog gets it.
There you go.
Look at the bobblehead in his hand.
Lucky bobble.
Must have patted it down there before, rubbed the head a little bit. Wow, what a play from Fisher. Able to turn that one around quickly. A quick turnover, makes his way to the net, and that's a beautiful one-timer feed.
What a great answer. And Arda, I was thinking that if Junior Pens could get one more on there, he's pretty much locking this thing up.
Not this way. FisherCell is saying, no, I will not go down quietly. I am ready. I am ready to take this to a third game if by any means necessary, including an Ovechkin bobblehead. If that's necessary, that's what's necessary. And we got people laughing in the Great Clips Lounge. But we were talking about synergies. DZ, a heavy hitter, speedster. He's got multiple synergies. Pretty much every single player is a synergy activated in his lineup.
Yeah, having the synergies is huge. A lot of guys decided to go more to what a save. A lot of guys decided to go more towards picking the highest overall. No, Fisher decided, hey, I'm going to try to get some synergies, try to get those extra skills added to my players. He's got the dangles, he's got heavy hitters, and I think with all that combined, it ended up making his team pretty solid.
So we're tied at 2 here with 16 minutes to go in the third period. Oh, a one-timer attempt there. Just couldn't fire it off. Meanwhile, Junior Pens on his way back. Oh, he scores! And Junior Pens with Elias Pettersson takes the lead again.
Wow, did you see the toe drag? Junior Pens added a little toe drag, shot it right away, and he's able to find that corner. And I believe we may have saw a dab from Pettersson there as the celebration. Unbelievable.
Are they still doing that? Still doing that?
Apparently so. How about that?
How about an F in the chat for the dab? The dab is done, okay? As far as I'm concerned, the dab is over. We all know it is.
Wow.
There will be no dab celebrations among any of the competitors here at GWC. I dare not see one single dab from any competitor.
I think you have to sign a waiver. All right, Arda, Nasher, what's going to happen? We're down to the final 15. 3-2, Junior Pens on top. If he holds this lead, he is eliminating FisherCell. FisherCell now has to just go all out.
That was close there, too. Another Junior Pens special. Just throw the puck in front of the net and see what happens. And, yeah, right now, this is crunch time for FisherCell. And a delayed penalty here. This is not the time to take a penalty, especially against Junior Pens.
We saw his success earlier in this game. He was able to bury his one opportunity that he's had. We know Junior Pens, he's going to get set up. He's going to have this space. He's going to throw pucks on net. And there's a boarding, looked like possibly from behind there from Backstrom. That one's going to hurt.
FisherCell took the most penalties per game in qualifying. Meanwhile, Junior Pens had the most goals, most shots, most hits, least penalty minutes, and went undefeated in qualifying. Had a very great run.
So FisherCell down a player, down a goal, and down a game.
Here's Connor McDavid. Dances around his defender, tries to do it one more time. Look at that pass from behind the back. Oh, Holtby was in position.
FisherCell, one of the few players I think we'll see in this tournament that is actually freezing the puck. Instead of throwing it out, taking a risky play that sometimes can result in goals the other way, FisherCell's like, hey, I'll cool this down, try to win the draw.
Huge shot, very quick from the point. Holtby distributes it, but right back to Junior Pens. Looking for the one-timer and finds it.
Tell you what, we just talked about him freezing the puck. He decided to throw that one out. Junior Pens picks it up from behind the net, finds the cross across the middle, and what a goal. You got to think Junior Pens is feeling good now.
That might be the dagger right there. FisherCell shaking his head, not happy with that. Taylor Hall on the power play as we see it one more time. Behind the net, the pass, the 1T, a perfect setup.
Lures the defenseman over there, and look at this. Hall in perfect position.
We've just seen the dominance of that first line. Taylor.
No, stop it. Stop that.
Oh, was that sleeves?
Sleeves, you're fired. Go home.
Someone get those sleeves off of his shirt as well. Come on now.
4-2 is your score. Junior Pens still over half the period left, though. It is not impossible or out of the question for FisherCell to score 2 goals here. But the thing is when Junior Pens has a lead like this, that's when the defense is activated and you really see rare opportunities for his opponents.
Yeah, and we've really seen that first line just dominate. He's got Taylor Hall, Connor McDavid, Patrick Laine. Obviously, the more analytic guy in this tournament in all of the NHL GWC, and it's really coming in huge for him, these line pairings that he has set up.
Just throwing it out there, by the way, if the Pittsburgh Penguins analytics department has happened to be hiring Junior Pens as a senior.
Might be the guy.
Yeah. He's in the statistical arm of actuarial science at Robert Morris University. Oh, and by the way, he plays Division I hockey as a center. Forgot to mention that part. So he's on the ice 6 days a week and studying and competing here for the U.S. Regional Finals.
Busy young man, the senior-to-be. Junior Pens now up 4-2, leads it 1-0. If he wins this game, FisherCell is eliminated.
Yeah, the pressure is on for FisherCell right now, but he is in the offensive zone. Looking for those shots from the point, but Junior Pens seems to be telegraphing them pretty well. Pinned against the boards there. Now here's FisherCell in his own zone. He'll pass it up to Fabry. Backstrom to Fabry again. Fabry will do a full Savardian spinorama.
How about
360?
a second one?
Yeah, why not? We'll just go full Tony Hawk and go 720.
Nice.
Off the bar. Oh my gosh. Vic wishes he had that one back for sure. Here's Junior Pens behind the net. To Larkin. Larkin now. Full stop. The puck will sail into Vic's offensive zone. FisherCell has it now. Up to Stone. Stone. Met by 2 Penguins players. That one stays onside. Here's Ekman Larsson, one of Junior Pens' assistant captains, to Larkin. Larkin's seen a lot of the puck in this game. Ekman Larsson misses the net with that shot. 2:30 left in the game. 4-2 lead for Junior Pens. Nice evasion there, but FisherCell needs to get more shots on net with 1:30 to go. Meanwhile, it's Junior Pens on the attack. Michael Grabner has it. The home goalie is being pulled. We rarely see this, but hey, desperate times. And that will be offside.
That's a lucky offside there. Could have been a goal for Junior Pens to seal the deal. It looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Fisher obviously going to get these lines all rested up. Full energy going onto the ice. First line's out on the ice. This is a big battle, and we'll see if he keeps leaving that net empty. Little pep talk from the ref there. FisherCell taking his time, collecting himself, and he has decided to keep the empty net.
Face-off win with the skate, and that will be offside again.
That one's got to hurt there, especially because he won the draw. Now he's got to win the draw again here. If Junior Pens wins this draw, I'd say it's almost game over.
Another face-off in the exact same spot with a couple seconds ticked away. A big face-off win again by FisherCelll, however. He loses the puck, though. And now it's Taylor Hall with a wide-open net to Laine and McDavid. And McDavid will pot it, and that will be it. 5-2 is your score. And Junior Pens looking to move on here in the semifinals.
Through 2 periods, guys, this was such a close match. And then Junior Pens' offense just came alive in that 3rd period.
Oh, all that first line. We saw Connor McDavid, of course, bury that final goal. He worked his way up the ice so clean, even with the extra guy on the ice. Found space through the neutral zone, quick passes the whole way, and then, of course, buries it on the empty net.
So 5-2, 40 seconds to go. Junior Pens on his way into the semifinals as he leads already 1-0. Remember, it's a 3-match format, best 2 out of 3 with Junior Pens already having won. A little late flurry of offense coming from FisherCelll.
He's looking to be as dazzling as he can, maybe trying to make the highlight reel, you know, the sizzle reel that we like to put together, Todd. But another penalty there. I mean, 22.2 seconds left in the 3rd period. Junior Pens will move on to the semifinals, and he will await the winner of Frog Stomp and John Wayne. On paper, people are saying, hey, the John Wayne Junior Pens matchup would be spectacular, but you just can't look past Frog Stomp. You can't just say, hey, that's a formality.
No, Frog Stomp, a great player. Him and John Wayne have actually gone back and forth with both of them living towards the West Coast. Frog Stomp from Colorado, John Wayne, of course, from Alaska. These guys have played quite a bit, so should be a good matchup.
So GG's, and that's another one, a dagger there. One more time for Connor McDavid. GG's to FisherCelll, but it will be Junior Pens moving on in this tournament and making a big statement as well.
Now he's just showing off. Come on, those last 2, you got to be kidding me.
Where do you buy that Stanley Cup hat?
I don't know. Is it actual size?
I don't know. It can't be one size fits most.
Wow. Junior Pens' offense, 3rd period, was lethal.
Todd, we wouldn't want to wear that because we wouldn't want to mess up our respective hairs.
This is true.
We put a lot of effort into our hairstyles.
6-2, just 4 seconds to go in this one, and Junior Pens has all but punched his ticket in to the semifinals. As the final seconds tick away, it is now official. Junior Pens is into the semis, taking down FisherCelll.
That was...
Thank you. You too, dude.
Yeah.
Did a couple of nice defensive stops there, for sure.
I was surprised that was that high.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thanks.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I'd say offensively, but
Anyway, good luck in the next one.
thank you.
That's what I love about this game is that they always, it's always like an instant analysis.
Yeah.
Like, I like this play you made. I like this defensive effort here. You always, that's why you always got to listen in right afterwards because they always have like 2 or 3 things to say complimentary about the opponent.
Yeah, the mutual respect from these guys, and obviously Junior Pens being the analytical guy he is, you know that he's taking mental notes. He's preparing even for next year's GWC probably right now.
You heard Junior Pens give him a little props. He's like, yeah, you had a couple nice defensive stands there.
Totally.
But not in the 3rd period because that's when the floodgates opened up. Okay, is that the playbook? Is that the way he wants to get this thing? Keep it close for the first 2 periods and then just unload in the 3rd?
I mean, if it were up to him, I think that he would open the floodgates a lot earlier, but I think he's weathering the storm. I think he believes that just because he's got a little bit of notoriety here in the GWC, maybe he has a little bit of a target on his back, so people will be, you know, putting going full throttle in the 1st period, in the 2nd period, and maybe they tire out a little bit, and that's when Junior Pens will strike.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the most experienced players in this tournament. He was here last year, ended up being the runner-up of the GWC last year. So obviously a ton of experience here, going head-to-head, potentially against John Wayne next. Should be fun. But
well, we watched it, we lived it, but let's take a look at the highlights from this very intriguing quarterfinal matchup between Junior Pens and FisherCelll, and it came out early. FisherCelll, how about this start, though? You couldn't ask for a better start for him.
Yeah, this was exactly what FisherCelll needed right here. Get on the board early, build that momentum, because otherwise Junior Pens was just going to steamroll in game number 2 and continue and just make it a 2-0.
And that's kind of what happened from here on out, though. Junior Pens able to get into his groove after allowing the first goal. We saw him with the puck possession. We saw him with his clean zone entries, protecting the puck and shooting for rebounds. He was playing his game and in his zone. He was able to utilize that first line to their full potential, as we see with this beautiful breakaway finish.
That was beautiful. Just a beautiful move right there. LT brings it back, finds the space. Should be very proud of that goal.
And then the third period, guys, and this is where the offense really came alive for Junior Pens.
Yeah, he just kept on pushing. We saw FisherCell sort of start to fight back. We see him tied at 2, but from that point forward, it is all Junior Pens. We saw the variety of goals that he can score with open space on the ice. We saw how quickly he can go from end to end. A save on the other end, makes his way up. A beautiful toe drag there from Pettersson that led to the dab, of course.
And it just continued from there. After that, Junior Pens just felt his confidence in this game. He knew exactly what to do. I mean, to have that much time in front of the net, you cannot leave Junior Pens that unattended in front of your own goal. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen.
And at this point, even the bobblehead doll couldn't save FisherCell.
No, he was nodding. He was shaking his head. No, 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 no. It just wouldn't stop.
Let's take a look at the brackets now. So Junior Pens, first one to move on into the semifinal. He awaits the winner of John Wayne and Frog Stomp. Still great action in the bottom half of the bracket. But I'll tell you what, that semi-1 is shaping up, Nasher, to be amazing.
Oh, absolutely. John Wayne versus Frog Stomp's going to be a great matchup. Obviously, John Wayne, a little bit more experience, made his way to Vegas last year. It's going to be interesting to see him and Frog go head-to-head. We'll see how this gameplay turns out.
All right, let's head over to Carly, who is standing by in the Honda Road to the Finals area with the winner, Junior Pens.
Thanks, Dad. That's right. I'm here with Junior Pens, who was the runner-up at the U.S. Regional Finals last year and runner-up in the finals in Las Vegas. Did that light a fire in you during this offseason to work harder to make it further this time around?
A little bit, yeah. The biggest thing is my defense. That offensively, I feel it's how I made it last year, but my defense is what caused me issues. It's what it usually does, so it's something I really tried to focus on lately.
You talked about your defense causing issues, and FisherCell scored a minute 30 into that game. Did that make you a little nervous?
I knew it was early on, so I had a lot of time if I just stayed focused. Some passes weren't going my way, but I just kept grinding. I eventually got the goals.
All right, so you're making it to the semifinals, and you're going to either take on Frog Stomp or John Wayne. What does that look like for you?
I mean, both of them are great players. Regardless, it's going to be a battle, so I'm kind of excited to see how their game goes.
Thanks so much. Best of luck to you guys. Back to you.